Adjustments on the 1590 John Deere box drill. This one does have combo boxes with fertilizer and seed, plus grass box on the front end of it. Since we're back here, we'll start back here. Our main drive off this rear tire right here. So this is our disconnect. So anytime we're roading it, pulling with a tractor, lower speeds is not going to be a huge deal, but if you're pulling a long ways, higher speeds, you want to make sure we just pop that out. Basically just disconnects the pins. Then that drive's not running constant all the time. So yeah, just on the one side. So then we'll go over to our openers.
And them are just grease hubs, they're not full of oil?
Yes, just grease. Okay. Yep, and they are, yeah, greased on the outside, right on the edge of the hub there. So openers, Pro Series openers on these. Guys ever been around older John Deere drills? Used to be 3 grease zerks on every opener. These now have 1 grease zerk right here. I think they call it a 10-hour zerk, but I don't know. Depends on how much you use. Yeah, I mean, you don't, because if you over grease them, it's a sealed hub and you can push the seals out of them. But that's the only grease zerk now. They used to have them on here and then the pain in the butt one in there. But depth adjust, each opener adjusts from 1/2 inch to 3.5 inches. 1/4 inch increments. So they'll actually, you can kind of turn that. Right in the middle is 2 inches. So all the way to the back is 1/2 inch. So most time if you're going to be doing, grasses and stuff, grass boxes, you're going to be in that 1/2 to 3/4 anyways. So closing wheel spring adjust. Generally for what it's going to be doing, right where on the top notch on these, when you're doing grasses, is going to be plenty for adjustment on it. Generally we don't ever adjust them much for anything in different crops. I'll just hop up here on these boxes. Front box is seed box, rear box is fertilizer, middle box, sorry, is seed, front is grass box. So when you're setting your drives, we'll get that when we get to the front on the seeds. They're all listed in the book, but they're also listed up underneath these covers. So on your grass box, gives you different grasses, what you want for poundage, and it's going to tell you where to set the drive on it, or it basically moves the meters in and out. Same on our seed box here. We're going to have our seed, and then over on this side they have the chart for fertilizer, if you're running fertilizer down with it. Fertilizer settings are based on 65 pounds per cubic foot. Most fertilizers are going to get you close. If you're not sure, if you have a density scale, you can adjust it. There's a formula in the book to actually set what your density is, but most of the time the 65 pounds on most of our fertilizers will get you pretty close. So if we'll walk around the front here, on our grass box, it's hard to see if you're standing up on here. It's a little easier. There's notches and settings numbers up on here, and this is basically where, so it's moving our meters, little tiny meters here. It's moving them, opening more of the meter inside there, and that's how you do the settings on that. Seed box, basically the same. You're just moving different settings. These tubes every once in a while will pop out going down the road, or just want to make sure that they're pushed inside into the meter. That's all of our, that's just our grass hoses. Just go through that little silver holder. So move over to, yep. That's basically, that's your indicator, tells you how much is in your seed box. Yep. Right in this area here, we're going to have our down pressure. So this valve here is for open or closed center hydraulic system. If you're running John Deere tractors, it's always going to be closed because they're either open center or pressure compensated. A lot of like older case tractors are closed center, so then you just have to take and screw this valve out. Just makes it, if you have it in and you have a closed center hydraulic system, it can actually overheat the hydraulics when you're running it. This knob right up here on our pressure block, this is going to set, so the back knob is just a lock, basically a lock nut. And then you'll take and spin that out and gauge your hydraulics for downforce. And you want to run these on constant downforce, so you're running constant hydraulic pressure all the time. So you'll push your lever forward, put the openers down, then you can come back here and actually adjust this so the needle gets where we need to be. Harder ground, we might be running up, pushing on the red in the orange. Most of the time, like a lot of our drills, we're bumping up against the orange anyways because our ground's hard enough. That, I mean, your 500 is, you probably won't ever run that low. You know, you're probably going to be in that 750 right on the edge of the orange. Red valve right here is our lock valve for the openers, go up and down. So if you get into the field, go to hit them down, they don't go down. You know, make sure that that valve is facing forward, is unlocked, transporting. I'm going to walk around over to this side. So right in this area, similar to on the back, our grass boxes. If you're seeding with just a seed box and fertilizer, if you're not using the grass boxes, this collar just pops out. There's a roll pin that it just sits up against. So then it disengages the drive, so it's not running your grass boxes all the time when we're not utilizing them. So right tucked up underneath here is our acre counter, and we do have a non-resettable acre counter on this. So when it's going out, you have to make sure you note what the start and stop is, because we can't reset it. So then the final adjustment, fertilizer boxes. Should have done this when I was back here the first time, but fertilizer box drive right here. So then when you look at either the chart or in the books, you'll notice it'll say like C5. Well, in accordance with, turn that and we can pull that out, and then this little lever pulls out, that disengages the gears. These things just slide and they'll have a, I gotta look, I think it's A, B, C, D. And up to, I think it's 1, 2, A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you look up there, like if you're wanting to do, say, 60 pounds on drive 1, it'll be like C4. So then you just set that, and you'll feel it when you push this in. You'll feel these kind of lock into place. Well, of course, then they're not wanting to lock in. And then that has to turn, so then that re-engages the gears on it. And it'll say drive 1 and drive 2 when you're in there. For drive 2 is your higher rate. And that is, where is my drive rate at? So that, if you want to come around here, so our drive 1, 2, and it'll say the driven and the drive. So on the bottom shaft here is our drive shaft. Top is our driven. And on there it'll say drive 1 or drive 2. I believe the smaller sprocket, bigger sprocket's drive 1. Larger sprocket on the bottom, the smaller sprocket on the top is drive 2. And it says on there, it's got a diagram that tells you what drive you're on and which one you need to be. The higher rates will be drive 2, lower rates will be drive 1.
It'll automatically jump that chain over them other sprockets.
Nope. Nope. So right here, this is our chain tensioner. You take and loosen the bolt here, slide this tube back, and then you'll have to set it on whatever set of sprockets you need depending on your rate of fertilizer. And with that, I guess if you guys got any questions, because that's basically what the adjustments are on it. Yep. Shear pins will go right here in this drive. They're just basically for the main drive off the wheel. So right here is these shear pins right here. Shear bolts will go right in there. What was that?
Marker operation.
Yeah. So on this drill we have markers set up on it. Markers are set up on a sequencing valve. So basically when you hook up to it, if you go to fold it down, bring it back up, it shifts the sequencing valve, so the next time it's going to do that one. If you don't want that one to go and you want to do this one again, you have to actually go part way with it, bring it back, it'll shift the sequencing valve back, and then do this side again. So it just shifts this valve right here every time it strokes the markers on it. So, and they should be set for dead center on the drill. So then when you set the marker, you just set middle of your tractor right down that row. See if I'm missing anything. That should be all the ins and outs on it. Like I said, everything is also listed in the book, any adjustments. Fairly simple drills, not a lot to them. So, but I guess any more questions, guys?